Fezzi, with all the comic books getting big now, man, especially the Marvel comic books becoming movies, X-Men is going to be gigantic.
X-Men 2, huge already. You know, I even enjoyed that Daredevil movie. They're working on another Spider-Man. Marvel really passing up the DCs.
They are now looking at Fantastic Four.
Ooh, wow.
And apparently, it has already been offered the part of, what's his name, Reed Richards, is that it?
Reed Richards, Mr. Fantastic.
Has been offered to George Clooney.
Oh, jeez. I'm not a Clooney fan after that really bad Batman and Robin. And I understand that was a bad movie all the way around. The director was bad, the script was bad, everyone in it was bad, but Clooney was the one who laughed about it. And I've had a lot of trouble forgiving him from that.
Don't you think it's time now and just welcoming him as Mr. Fantastic?
No, I'm not going to welcome him back to the comic book movie world.
All right, who would play that for you then, to make you happy about it? And I don't think that this would be an easy sell. This is not as easy, I think, as X-Men or even Daredevil. I think it's a little sillier, tougher to believe than those movies.
This is a pretty ambitious thing to try to pull off. It's 4 people with superpowers, and you got to make all 4 come off realistic. That's really hard to pull off. Let me see. My Mr. Fantastic, Reed Richards. You know who I would go with? I would trust with the role? Nicolas Cage.
Nick Cage?
As Mr. Fantastic.
Matt, why don't you call Mr. Fantastico? And we'll dub the whole thing in Italian. I don't know if he's kind of got the smart look. Like, does he look like a scientist type here?
I think he could if they let his natural gray come in a little bit. And for me, he's lanky enough still where he could pull off the stretching thing. That Mr. Fantastic does. That's his power.
So far, I kind of like Clooney if you had to use somebody. Let me check with Mikey Day. Mikey Day, who do you like as Mr. Fantastic?
I wish Charlton Heston was about 30 years younger.
Yes.
Yes, he'd be perfect.
All right, is there going to be a time machine?
But because there's no time machine, Ted Danson.
No.
He's too old.
But
Reed Richards is old.
No, Reed Richards was just a little bit gray on the sides, and he had that distinguished look. He looked like a pilot.
I actually thought Reed Richards was prematurely gray.
Yeah,
on his
exactly,
temples.
Sure. All right, well, Rory looks like Rory's so involved with the show anymore.
I know I'm going to get attacked for this, and I hate him, Alec Baldwin.
Alec Baldwin, no, you're not going to get attacked.
I can see Alec Baldwin playing that part.
Because I think he's got that smart look. He's a, big guy, but he's not intimidating.
I think he's the right age and could still do action stuff and let that be believable.
Hey, Alan, you're on the Ron and Fez show.
Hey guys, how you doing?
Cool.
What do you got, Alan?
I think that Jon Stewart should play Mr. Fantastic.
Just because he's gray at the temples, no other reason. I mean, we can always gray up people's temples.
Right, you don't have to find someone who can really stretch to play this part.
Right.
Yes, he has the temples for it. But other than that, does he remind you of him at all?
No, he doesn't have any of the demeanor. Reed Richards, Mr. Fantastic, he's a scientist. He's unbelievably serious. He's way too serious for his own good. That's his characteristics.
All right.
And he stretches.
Wonder Boy, are you a comic book fan or are you just trying to help?
I love comic books. I was never a Fantastic Four guy. I do love comics. I was thinking more distinguished in Harrison Ford. Because
Harrison Ford...
For me, a little long in the tooth.
That's the only problem with him, though.
I think he's maybe just barely. I think if you darken the hair at the top, I think you could do.
I don't think,
enough.
I know, but I don't think you know how old Harrison's looking.
Yeah.
We may have to see him in this movie this year.
I saw him and his daughter, Callista Flockhart, the other day.
That's not his daughter, that's his chick. Maybe she can play Sue Richards.
Sue Storm Richards.
Now that's going to be tough, too, the Sue Richards. Because you need a hot chick who's also like the smart professor type.
Right. Sue Richards, very smart scientist, and going to be the invisible girl.
All right, here's one for you, and I don't know whether it's because, a lot of these people have already done comic book characters. Ben Affleck, could he pull off Mr. Fantastic?
Ben Affleck could pull off Reed Richards.
Yeah.
As long as they didn't worry about people saying, why is Daredevil in the Fantastic Four?
Right, even who would? You'd have to be an idiot. Hawk, you want to be part of this too? I'm shocked.
I think he wants to be Mr. Fantastic.
Actually, I got a great one for Mr. Fantastic. Bill Gates.
Come on. Again, he's great at the temples, and that's it. There's no reason for it. Plus, he's not an actor. He's a computer whiz.
Yeah, but he's really smart. I think he'd be...
I wouldn't pick him to play Bookworm.
Oh, we're just going for smart people.
Well, for that particular
Let's get the guy in the chair.
Do you realize that Stephen Hawking?
Let's get Stephen Hawking. He's so smart.
And Graham the Temples.
Here's Chris. You're on Run Fez.
Hey, how you doing?
Yeah, buddy.
Hey, how about Keith Olbermann?
I just want to stop trying to book people who have gray temples.
We're looking for someone who can pull off the part. They don't necessarily have to have gray in their hair.
Or specifically be 48 years old.
Or actual geniuses. They're not going to be called on to create the pocket rocket for screen.
I'd say if we use Ben Affleck as Reed Richards, then I like using Matt Damon as Johnny Storm.
Matt Damon wouldn't be a bad Johnny Storm. You just have to go on how old is your Mr. Fantastic.
Or if we stay with Clooney, let's go with Marky Mark as our Johnny Storm. And let's keep that weird partnership thing going as long as we can.
As much as I hate the one for Batman and the other for Planet of the Apes, that is a good plan. That plan works. All right, my Johnny Storm, the Human Torch, Stifler. The kid who plays Stifler on the American Pie movies.
I'm not even picking that up. That kid's like a clown prince. But now, are we doing a comedy?
Johnny Storm is the brash, big mouth kid.
But he's got to be a serious actor, not this idiot, Stifler. You're just doing that to Wonder Boy, aren't you?
No!
I would have to think that Ed Norton would be a perfect Human Torch.
I would see Ed Norton more as Mr. Fantastic if you're going to put him in this movie.
I think the whole project is beneath Ed Norton. Hey, Ryan. Ryan, you're on Run Fez.
Hey, Ryan.
Hey, buddy.
Hey, I was thinking he's done superhero movies before, but Michael Keaton for Mr. Fantastic.
He looks at least like he could stretch. I'll give him that much.
And he's relatively distinguished looking.
Yeah, he could probably, he'd probably wear the wig. Chris, you're on Run Fez.
Hi, Chris.
Hey, buddy.
Yeah, buddy.
No brainer. I'm thinking you and McGregor.
As who?
As Richard.
I like him better as a Johnny Storm.
Yeah, that's true. How about Renee Zellweger as the blonde chick?
I don't see her as being the smart Sue Storm Richards scientist.
You know, she's got the hot thing, but can she play a scientist?
Here's my Sue Storm Richards, the Invisible Girl. I think her name was Gillian Anderson from X-Files. All she has to do is be invisible.
I think Heather Graham could play the smart and the beautiful look.
She's got big breasts, but that's all you're getting out of me.
I think you throw a pair of glasses on her.
Yes, a pair of...
No, a pair of glasses.
And she's a bim with a pair of glasses on.
And roller skates. She's still roller girl.
Lance, you're on Run Fez.
Hey, I just wanted to give you a new Mr. Fantastic, Ray Fiennes.
Ooh.
Definitely off the intelligence, definitely has the tall, lanky look.
I'm not having a problem with this.
I could go for that.
I figured you would.
All right, thank you very much, Lance.
Ray Fiennes. That works.
Finders keepers. Huh? I think that we all might like that. And, it's not too much. And, luckily, he hasn't played another superhero.
Right.
That's the problem with a lot of the people we're bringing up. That we're bringing up Batman, the Daredevil.
I brought up Nick Cage, who's supposed to be Ghost Rider.
Is he really?
Yeah.
He was going to be Superman, too.
Oh, that's right. Yep.
What do you got for us, Mikey?
For Sue Storm, Helen Hunt.
Helen Hunt standing next to Ray Fiennes.
Somewhere we're going to need a movie star.
Well, and then for Johnny Storm, Brad Pitt.
Brad Pitt's too old for that part.
I think he is too old.
And I mean,
what about Leo? Leo for the Human Torch.
I don't think we'd get him.
We haven't even called.
I know, but everybody's calling him for everything. All right, let's move on. Ben Grimm, the Thing. Now, I guess it'll end up like the Hulk by the end of it, right?
Right, where the Thing is computer generated, computer animated. But you gotta look for someone to play Benjamin J. Grimm, Ben Grimm, Reed Richards' best friend, big mouth, brawler, smartass, and carry that voice through into that Thing character, into that monster.
See, here's somebody that is way too small and way too old, but the attitude of like a Danny DeVito, if he was in that, he's got to be kind of street that way.
Yeah, I can understand that.
I don't know who to put up there. We don't really have any big, thick guys anymore.
Here's my pick for the Thing.
Wait, I think I have one, and then I'll be quiet. I'm going to just throw it out there and don't laugh me off. John Goodman.
John Goodman as the Thing.
I know we can get him cheap.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
I think we probably get him for about $35,000-$40,000.
He would put everything into the role.
Everything into it, and he's got that attitude. And it's got to be somewhat comedic there. He's the one character that can get away with some funny lines.
All right, here's the guy I was thinking.
So far, you're 0 for 3, so good luck on this.
As the Thing, Ben Grimm, I was thinking Jon Favreau.
I don't have a problem with that. I think that's the kind of attitude I'm looking for.
I think because the Thing and the Human Torch, they go back and forth. They're busting each other's balls constantly.
Right.
I think Jon Favreau could actually, you could see his face becoming the Thing and keep the attitude.
Would you go Vince Vaughn as Reed Richards then? Because I want a connection.
I think Vince Vaughn is a little too cool to be super nerd Reed Richards.
But the guy's an actor.
I know he's an actor, but he's so cool, I think it's going to shine through.
Not the Vince Vaughn persona. We're getting Vince Vaughn the actor. All right, everybody's going to give us their Ben Grimm the Thing. Roy, what do you got?
What do you got for the Thing?
I originally had Arnold Schwarzenegger, but
let me check a calendar. No.
But
Too old.
But I started thinking Vince Vaughn. But then you said you were going to throw him in the other way. So
you would think Vince Vaughn is the Thing?
Yeah, I don't know. I could see that. I could see him being morphed into that.
That ain't making sense. It's like you smoked pot and you wandered into a studio.
No, there's no Vince Vaughn as the Thing. It doesn't fit at all.
Mikey, what do you got for us?
Hulk Hogan.
No. Okay.
Way too silly. See, it's a hard part to cast.
It is a hard part. I mean, I'd rather have Ivan Putski in my movie than Hulk Hogan.
Can we get him?
Hulk Hogan equals box office poison.
Yeah, we'd like this movie to be a hit.
Did you see Mr. Nanny?
No.
Yes, exactly. That's my point.
You and everyone else.
Mark, you're on Fez.
Yeah, for Sue Storm, Ashley Banfield, the newscaster.
That's actually kind of hot. Thanks a lot, man.
As the invisible girl.
Billy Staples, you came in. Do you have your picks?
I'm ready to go. The final casting. Jeff Goldblum, Mr. Fantastic.
No, too geeky.
Okay. Sue Storm, Reese Witherspoon. She pulled off the nerdy one in Legally Blonde. That she could be smart, she could be sexy.
No,
she wasn't smart and Legally Blonde, was she?
No, she's like comedic.
Yeah.
She went to Harvard.
And Jeff Goldblum, ethnic.
Okay, for my Johnny Storm, I'm going with Ricky Schroeder.
Keep moving.
And finally, in a little diverse casting for the Thing, I have Ving Rhames.
You're 0 for 4. Thank you very much.
I thought you were going to go with your mom. And he's leaving again. I can't say a word. I can't say a word to him anymore.
Actually, his Ving Rhames wasn't too off the track there. That's not a bad one.
That might be cool.
Yeah. And then you do that black thing and everybody likes you for it.
Sure. Michael Clark Duncan is Kingpin.
That's what I was going to use for the Thing.
Because you heard Billy use a big black guy.
No, I just couldn't think of his name, and then I.
How could you not? Could you hear another black man's name and you know yours?
And so you just all of a sudden decided, oh yeah, I know a big black guy.
So do I. Hey, black girl, you're on Ron and Fez.
Buddy!
Hey, my buddy.
How are you, buddy?
All right.
I miss my buddy.
I miss my buddy, too.
What do you got?
I was going to say, Tom Arnold is the Thing.
In real life. What about his ex-wife?
Either one.
Tom Arnold is the thing. Again, too comedic. That's my only problem.
It could get too silly, too quick.
Ryan Phillippe as Johnny Storm.
You know, believe it or not, I've heard his name pop up. And then his wife could play his own sister, and that'll be hot.
Weird.
Yeah.
Yeah, I could see Ryan Phillippe doing that.
I don't know if it's been brought up. What about Clooney as Reed?
Yes, it has, and actually that's been brought up by Hollywood.
Yeah, Clooney being talked to
It's
about this.
America's favorite actor, the man everybody loves, George Clooney.
Not me.
All right, thanks, Earl.
All right, buddy.
Talk to you later, my buddy. Hawk, what do you got for us?
The thing, Mark Gastineau.
Mark Gastineau? What the hell are you talking about?
Mark Gastineau and Bill Gates in the Fantastic Four. You ass and a half.
You've never seen them act that well.
Right. Where is this playing? The Hell Drive-In Theater?
Mark Gastineau is perfect for that role.
Mark Gastineau doesn't have the needs to be computer generated at this point.
Plus, I think he's still in prison.
His mug, his face, that's the thing all the way.
All right, who else you got?
Daryl Hannah for Sue Storm.
All your stuff is so 1984.
Already her finger is invisible. I can't see it.
And what else?
For Johnny Storm, I'm thinking someone like
Nixon.
James Dean. Can we get him?
Who you got, Hawk?
Probably Matt Damon, because he's like he's like a hothead, and that's what Johnny Storm was known for. He's like, he just doesn't think his actions through, and he just goes off into flames flying through, and everyone's always talking about how, he's always pissing everyone off and not thinking is that.
Are you touching yourself?
Do you get paid by the word here, Hawk? Is that what we're going for?
He's just going off about Matt Damon.
Hey, Henry, you're on Ron and Fez.
Henry.
Hey, what's happening, Ron and Fez?
Hey, Henry, how are you?
Hey, I'm not doing too bad there. They're douchey.
What do you got?
I have probably one of the better characters for the Thing. How about that guy, Brock Lesnar?
Brock Lesnar is the Thing. I like him.
I mean, he won't have much to dialogue, so, you just want him to, look big.
I don't know, we might need him a little wittier. He always does a lot of put-down lines.
Yeah, he's a smart ass. He's got to be Reed Richards' best friend. And I don't understand Brock Lesnar being friends with anybody.
What about the Meatloaf being the Thing? He just started getting into acting, and he's doing like a lot of like movies and stuff now.
Yes, he plays the 60-year-old man in every film.
Did you get into Mikey D's pot?
No.
His name is Ben Grimm. His name is Ben Grimm.
We'll call you when we're making Paradise by the Dashboard Light, the film.
866-277-4969.
Coming up, chance for you to win some tickets, Fezzy.
That's right, tickets to the HF Festival coming up May 24th at RFK Stadium. Audioslave, Good Charlotte, Godsmack, all on the bill. Tickets available at all Ticketmaster locations, phone charge, and at Ticketmaster.com.
Hey, we haven't heard from our friend Paranoid, but he wanted us to plug something for him tonight. This is his buddy, has a gig.
All right, his friend Merry Prankster. All right, that's going to be tomorrow night at the 930 Club. That's on V Street Northwest. And for more information about Merry Prankster at the 930 Club, give this number a call, 202-393-0930.
Take a break. We're right back. It's Ron and Fez.